Hi everyone, it is your friend, your mentor, your career coach, your consultant, founder and CEO of DreamClouds Enterprise, Janell Suttle, and I'm happy to be here. First of all, I just missed you guys, honestly. I don't know about how much you guys missed my face, but I miss talking to you all. I miss bringing videos to you guys, and it's been some time since I've posted on YouTube or Instagram, and just gave some career coaching advice or some personal development advice. So this is what I'm bringing to you guys today. Because as I was walking in my room and just, straightening up and looking around and looking at the time of the year it is, like I can't believe we're already approaching May and we're about halfway through the year. And I took a look at my vision board and I was like, yeah, it's time for some updates, definitely, right? For those who don't know, I love vision boards. This is one of my favorite topics to talk about. It's something that is one of my favorite things to do when it comes to just the goals that I have set out for myself. And my family and I, we're visionaries. So we always get together and like to update our vision boards together. And so it's also just a fun hobby for me. And that's why I really thought it was so important to come to you guys today and talk about the topic of vision boarding. It's not a new topic. It's something that I've mentioned to plenty of my clients before, plenty of people I spoke to. And we also had an event on it myself, DreamClouds, and, Michelle from PEYT Women. We had an event on it this year about the importance of having a vision and placing them. And we did virtual vision boards. So I figured it's never too much to go over this information again. For those who have not already created a vision board for this year, I'm hoping this is going to plant that seed for you guys to do so. And for those who have a vision board for this year already, like I said, it's time for some updates for myself. So I hope this pushes you towards making some more goals for yourself and even making some updates. And look at what you've done so far on the list and see, what can I take off? This is looking pretty empty right now, but that's because I've taken some things off my vision board because I've accomplished it. And I feel good about it. And it's not something that I just don't look at anymore, but it's something that I know I can continue to improve in my life while I make space for the new goals and the other things that I'm trying to approach, right? So, with that being said, with this vision board, I actually started it, I want to say I made updates right before the new year. So pretty much in December, and I was going about what has been done, and taking some things off, and then also what are some new things that I need to work on. And then that's how I come about just, always using this cork board. I love it. It doesn't come off my wall, but at the end of the day, it does let me move all these pieces of paper. It makes it so that my vision is in turn transforming with me. It's kind of shifting with me, if that makes sense. And so that's why I wanted to just show you guys, how can you make sure you're keeping track of your goals? You're making sure that your vision is something that you're seeing come to life. And this is the first step I always say. If you want to see your vision come to life, write it down, make it clear. But that also means, print it out, make it a picture, however is going to make it clear for you, and so that it's something in your face you're going to continuously work towards. And so I'm not going to go over everything in my vision board, right? But I'm just going to go over some key things that I put on here that I feel like are very important for when it comes to vision boards. And when it comes to vision boards, I say your goals and everything that is on here, there should be some sort of alignment. And when I say alignment, does that mean like every goal has to be related to one another? No, that's not what I'm saying. But when I say alignment, it's just kind of saying that, are the goals you're working on, can they, in the long run, benefit you to end up getting to that next goal, maintaining and reaching that next goal, right? So for an example, you guys can see here in the very center of my vision board, it says number one, love being Christ. That's very much, I say my main goal. I'll just put it that way. It's in the center for a reason. It's bolded. It's big like this for a very important and specific reason. It's because for me, it's the main thing I need to be working on in my life. It is my number one goal in life, is to make sure that my love, my relationship with God is so strong. It's the number one thing that I have in my life. It's my main priority. And how does this relate to alignment? Well, for myself, I say that if this goal is accomplished, if that's something that I'm working on and I'm doing well in, all these other goals on my list, they're not even of concern for me. because I know that I can get them done and that there's something that can be accomplished because I have God on my side, because I've worked on my relationship with God and I've made sure that these goals are something that is set out for me and in alignment of my purpose or my calling or my lifestyle, whatever the case may be. Even if it's just a desire of mine, it's got a reason, because I know that I've worked on this relationship with God, and all these other things that I'm doing is most likely coming out of this fact that I'm talking and growing towards God, right? So with that being said, that's just a point of alignment. How your goals are in the long run helping you get to the next goal, helping you make that next step. Can one goal help you cross out the other goal, right? So another example of that, maybe something here in these financial goals. I used to, because I accomplished it, a tracker where I was coloring up, how much money I was making every time in my savings and just seeing like, can I add up to this much? And as I got to that point, of course, I took it off because I reached the goal. But then even here it says 100 grand. That is my next financial goal, to make my first six figures. And with that being said, it's just about saying, where else does this align to? This is my Black Women Millionaires board or picture. So myself becoming a Black Women millionaire, and also helping other Black women become millionaires. And then you can see here like a property, buying a home in 2021. And so with that being said, all of these here, in a sense, align with each other because they do come from, I would say, a financial background. Me saving this money and working towards how much I have is helping me get towards that 100 grand. But that 100 grand is helping me get towards my first million. And with that being said, even still, the money that I'm making is helping me get to buy my first property this year in 2021. So these are things that I say are aligned because they're going in a certain sequential, order, and we're moving at a certain pace in them, but they're aligned. When you're able to cross off that 100 grand, you're closer to being able to cross off that millionaire status that you're looking to achieve, right? So that's what I say. Do your goals align? And then more importantly, even in the alignment, it's very funny how you'll be able to see how some goals are being accomplished. When I said here Black women millionaires, that was for myself because I want to be, and I'm going to be, a Black woman millionaire. And I'm actually going to help other Black women become a millionaire as well. But does that mean that the only way to accomplish this goal is for me to first get my millions and to also help other women get their millions? No. Actually, what I've seen is I'm already working on this goal just by hanging out with Black women millionaire. I've noticed that when you're spending your time just taking the steps towards your goals, sometimes you are actually getting closer and closer to achieving them more than you realize. I didn't realize I was actually getting closer and closer to achieving this Black women millionaires goal until I realized I'm hanging out with Black women millionaire. And you know what they say, if you hang out with 4 Black women millionaire, you're bound to become the 5th. It doesn't matter what you do. You hang out with 4 bums, you're bound to be the 5th. So it's just in the sense of, okay, cool. Have I been working on this goal? Yes. And the best part about it is I might not have ever noticed that I was actually taking the steps towards that goal until it came down to me walking past my vision board, taking that time as a refresher to say, whoa, how far have I come on my goals? Oh, you know what? That is something I've been working on. That is called alignment. Just in the things that I'm doing with myself day to day now, it's going back to the goals that I want to accomplish later, whether I can see it or not. It's all still aligned. Something else that I like to say for our goals when it comes down to it, we're always saying write your goals down, write it down, write it down, write it down. And that's great, as you should. And when you're writing your goals down, some things can seem very broad, right? You don't have all the details that you exactly wish you had right now to work towards those goals. Or you don't even know all the information it's really going to take for you to get that done. And that's perfectly fine. That might be in a case of coming to certain goals on here where it says, number 1, love being Christ. Or free your mind. Just some lyrics from Lauryn Hill song, still a goal of mine. Not that specific, does not say much. But I know what it means for myself. Then there are other goals where we say we like to make them SMART goals. SMART being specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time bound. And so with that being said, how can you make SMART goals visual and represented? So this same house that I have here, buying a property in 2021, you can see shape of a house. It says that up here, but on the bottom part, I got very specific as to what I'm looking for in my house. That time bound, because I'm going to be buying it in 2021, putting that measurement on it, right? 3 levels, 5+ bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, a backyard, a garage, a laundry room, all those things. Like, I'm being very detailed as far as what it is I'm looking for. And putting it out there, as I like to say, to God, making it a prayer, my desire. I have a little prayer box, it's in there as well. But for a lot of people, it's putting it into the universe, right? And making sure that you are drawing and attracting towards you what you're looking for. You're manifesting these things into your life. So that's why I get very specific, so I can manifest exactly what it is I'm looking for in my life. And in hopes that if I get specific with these details, imagine if something greater came to me, right? Imagine the goal being greater than what we expected to achieve. Because you were able to put out what you wanted, because you were to say, this is what I'm looking for, you're giving yourself something to measure against. And now you're saying, I didn't just get this goal done, and it's not just something small. No. I've gotten this goal done. I've exceeded what I was looking to do, right? And that because you were able to write down all the details you were looking for here. Something with this in DreamClouds, I had no idea the pace it was going to be growing at. When I first started this, I probably had about 4 or 5 different names on there. Now I'm looking about 11 or 12 different names. The list is growing. Didn't know how long it was going to take me. Didn't know how I was going to get it done. I just knew that I was going to make sure I listed each one of these on my vision board, and I left space for growing clients to get on there. And that's what I've done, to the point now it's full, and I'm going to have to go back and get another cloud so I can have more space for many more clients to come. So just with these little things that I'm looking at, I'm just trying to show you guys like what else maybe a good example as far as like what to dig into. There are so many different things on here. We've already touched upon like, some financial goals, and you guys can see here, this has to do with my career for DreamClouds. Free your mind, but just some things down the side that has to do with my mental health, my relationship with God. This is blank, but my relationship with the man one day, because it's a vision, it's in there, whether it's accomplished now or not. And all these other things for myself, just choices made in anger cannot be undone, and a list of how I'm going to be able to make sure that I'm not reacting out of anger and making choices that cannot be undone. And with all of this being said, it's really just about the affirmation in your life, building that representation, and I want to say growing your belief. Because when you take these steps, when you are actually showing you're committed to the idea, to the thought, because you've written it down, or you've printed it out and you put it on a board, you did something that shows, I'm investing into this. I'm planting this seed. I'm growing this vision out. It's something that says, this is something that I'm taking serious for myself, and I want others to see that. I want to make sure that I'm tracking the growth. And so that's why I love vision boards so much, because it really does show you all the things that you can, I want to say, accomplish, all the things that maybe seemed impossible, or maybe just seemed like an idea and a thought for yourself, but when you actually say, it's more than just an idea, it's more than just a thought, this is something that can be reality, this is something I need to live out, then this vision board is letting you see all the things that you're going to be touching upon. And it feels so good, honestly, and it's another push and another incentive to keep going when you're able to take some things off. Like I said, I've taken some things off my board. It gives me that push to say, okay, I'm going to continue to grow. I'm going to continue to put more out there for myself. I'm going to continue to make sure that I always am living out a vision. And so with that being said, guys, like I said, this is just a little intro of what I have on my board now and why I love them so much. And then what I'm also going to do is take some time to make some updates, and then I'm going to come back and show you guys my updates. So thank you.